Go on. Prove me wrong. Stop! This is Sofia at not quite 6 o'clock in the morning. We got up super early because today we're making our way over to the Rila Monastery, which is one of the most famous monasteries in the whole of Bulgaria. It's meant to be really beautiful, and it's also quite a bit of a tourist destination. And there's a couple of reasons why we're going so early. One is because we want to try and avoid some of the crowds. But two is just because the public transport there is really sparse. It takes a couple of hours to get to, and if you get like the one public bus, you have to leave at 10 o'clock, and by the time you get there it's 1, and you only have a couple of hours before it returns again. Or you can get a shuttle bus, which gets you there a lot earlier, but you pay €30 per person, and we're not paying €30 per person. So we're going kind of by the only other option we can find, which is to get a normal bus to another town nearby, and then from that nearby town go to the monastery. Got bus tickets from Sofia to the town of Blagovgrad, which cost us 32 lev return. From here we've just bought ourselves tickets to take us to the town of Rila, which cost us 2 lev each. We've got half an hour and then our bus will take us over there. And then when we get over there, we've got a couple of different options to try and get to the Rila Monastery as cheaply as possible, because I made a mistake. I thought we could get a bus from here to basically next to the monastery, and you can't. You have to go to the town of Rila, and the town of Rila isn't actually as close to the monastery as I thought. We made it to Rila, and it's only about half an hour on the bus from the other town we were in previously. And the good news is there are actually buses from Rila to the monastery, and they only cost 2 lev, which isn't expensive. However, they only go 3 times a day, and it's only just 9:30 here, 20 to 10, and the next one isn't for 2 hours. The other option is hitchhiking, so we might try and do that. We had our thumbs up for about 5 minutes, and only a couple of cars were going past, but a lovely Austrian couple stopped who were also driving to the monastery and picked us up and brought us here. So now we're here before it's busy. It's 10:30 and I'm really looking forward to going. spent some time in the monastery. We've got ages until the next bus to back to Rila. We don't really want to rush it anyway. So the monastery is here and there's a path coming up. So we're going to go up this path and have a little walk. Enjoy the views, enjoy the trees, the green and the mountains and the nature. Because it is really beautiful here all around. Inside the monastery, but also just what it's surrounded by is amazing. It turns out those paths don't take you very far, or at least not on a proper path. And I wouldn't recommend coming here without proper shoes on. I've just got some flimsy flip-flop things. They're not great for the monastery either because of the cobbles, but they're definitely not good for a mountainy path. So yeah, if you do fancy a bit of hiking or walking, I'd wear proper shoes. We were walking and we've come across this grave, and it's the grave of a man called James D. Bouchier, something like that, and he was alive from 1850 something to 1920. And we've just googled him to find out who he was, and he was actually an Irish journalist but spent a lot of his time in Sofia writing about when Bulgaria was getting split and they were giving different parts to different countries, Romania, Greece, Macedonia and so on. He was very protective of Bulgaria, and he had a lot to say about, that he thought a lot of the treaties were unfair to Bulgaria. And apparently they really like him, so he's buried here just outside the Rila Monastery, but apparently there's a street named after him in 3 or 4 different towns in Bulgaria. He's got a metro station named after him. He's also got somewhere, a bay in the Arctic, is that right?
Antarctica.
In Antarctica, named after him as well. But it's a random little find, but it's pretty interesting. And now here he is, very peaceful here.
Until we came along.
We are back in Rila. Again, when we were finished in the monastery and walking around, we had another couple of hours before the bus back was due, so we decided again just to try and hitch. And this time we were waiting for a little bit longer, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, but we were picked up again, this time by a French couple who brought us back to Rila. They were very nice. So now we're back in Rila. We're gonna grab a drink, have a little walk round. What we have found around Bulgaria, actually, is loads of these, and from what we can work out is they're posters with announcements of people's deaths and when their funerals are. And they seem to be all over the place, and often you'll see them on people's gates, and they'll have put like black bows on their gates as well. So Rila seems to have mostly the view going for it, and also the fact that it's on the way to the monastery. But it does have St. Nicholas Church, which looks quite nice. Oh, and a College of Tourism. No students though. Try the gate. Locked. Oh well, that's our visit to St. Nicholas Church then. Oh look, there's the devil sitting on the man's back, and the priest is telling him what to do about it.